You don't need more discipline. You need more direction because the issue isn't consistency, it's just under marketing. You're not too busy for systems, you just don't have the right one yet. And doing it all doesn't make you a stronger CEO, it just makes you a tired one. You built the business, you deliver the results, and now it's time for your strategy to carry its weight too. Welcome to the Revolutionary CEO Podcast, the space where women building solo businesses come to create marketing systems that honor their capacity, not exploit it. I'm your host, Letitia Lynch, marketing strategist, boy mom, and woman in pursuit of a life and business that actually feels good. If you've ever been sold the dream of freedom only to find yourself trapped in someone else's version of success, this podcast is your permission slip to do things differently. Every week, I'll share real strategies for sustainable marketing and lead generation that work with your energy, your priorities, and the season you're in. You'll hear behind the scenes breakdowns of what's working in my business and with my clients, plus bonus episodes answering real questions from Revolutionary Society members. And soon, you'll hear from other women entrepreneurs redefining success on their terms, protecting their peace, their joy, and their legacy while they build. This isn't hustle culture, this isn't survival mode, this is revolutionary leadership, marketing, messaging, and momentum that matches your ambition and your real life. Hey, welcome back. If you're in a season where business is working, clients are coming in, offers are solid, and your name is ringing out in your industry, but your marketing still feels like an unpaid internship, this episode is going to be for you because I've been that girl, booked, in demand, profitable, but carrying way too much of the marketing load. Not because I didn't know better, I know better, but because every time I tried to delegate or simplify or scale, the system I had couldn't hold it. So today, I want to break down exactly what shifted when I went from doing it all to actually doing what matters, and how I kept my business growing when I was the only one behind the curtain, which I still am right now. And if your marketing right now is depending too much on your energy, your presence, or your ability to push through, this is going to shift something for you. And real quick, before we dive in, if your lead flow is coming in just enough to keep things moving, but you low-key know it's not reflecting the level of excellence that you're operating at, then my membership, Revolutionary Society, was literally made for someone like you. It's strategy, feedback, and visibility support built around your actual bandwidth, not someone else's weekly content system, not even my own. And if you're more in a just tell me what to do so I can hand this off season, then coin collecting strategy will feel like a gift to your nervous system, I promise. I'll break down both of these at the end of the episode, but just know either way, you're going to leave here knowing what your next move can look like. So first, I want to talk about the invisible cost of being the only one executing. And I want to start with this. When you don't have support, you don't just lose time, you lose some of your vision. When I had a full team, like someone on emails, Pinterest, podcast scheduling, back-end automations, I was still the brain, the voice, and the source of the strategy. But I didn't have to move every idea myself, the execution. And that gave me more room to dream, decide, and deliver. But when the team shifted and I was suddenly the one pulling every lever, whoo, all my genius ideas started feeling like literal liabilities, not because they weren't good, but because they required steps. Steps I didn't have capacity for. Steps that meant something else had to wait. And that's the part people don't talk about for service providers. When you're booked and in demand, the time and energy to actually execute a new strategy starts feeling expensive. Like every task is a cost. And the mental tax of constantly asking yourself, do I even have time? Do I even have it in me to make this happen? Is really heavy. I mean, real heavy. So I want to talk about what I stopped doing to make room for what mattered. And truth be told, the first thing I did wasn't optimize anything. I just stopped doing what wasn't carrying its weight. I paused Pinterest, even though I love it. It wasn't ROIing without a team, and my time was too valuable. I let go of the pressure to write daily emails. I chose depth over frequency and got sharper with my strategy. I leaned into threads and carousels and stopped trying to film 7 reels a week. I chose platforms and formats that matched my real energy, not my ideal weak version of me. And that gave me more capacity to focus on what actually moves people. The simplification literally was the strategy, not because I was trying to do less, but because I finally saw that doing everything meant none of it could actually build momentum. So let me share the systems that I built that actually acted like a team. I'm going to break down how I started rebuilding support without hiring a soul. So, first, my website. I made it tighter, clearer, easier to navigate. My offers were positioned to pre sale. I added proof, urgency, clear CTAs so that people could inquire without me explaining it again and again. Email systems, and I broke this down in the last episode. Rebuilt my structure for flows, not cute sequences that sit in the back end, but flows that actually onboard, engage, and convert cold leads into warm buyers. I added transcription tools and AI, and I'm talking Otter, Butter, Zoom AI, all the girls. I let them summarize, timestamp, and note my session so I could pull content without sitting through 90-minute replays. My CMO dashboard that I created, my Notion dashboard, became the control center. Every headline, template, call to action, blog outline, all in one place because I wasn't able to hunt for ideas. I was choosing it from a menu. My custom GPTs. Yep, I built versions of my voice, my buyer, and my frameworks into ChatGPT. Now I don't need a copywriter to start. I just need like 20 minutes in a solid brief. All of these things, they let me stop relying on memory, willpower, and vibes and start relying on infrastructure. Now, if you've been marketing mostly off of intuition, vibes, and your ability to show up in the moment, you're doing too much for a business at your level. Again, I have Revolutionary Society for people like this because execution is heavy when you don't have a strategy backing it. And if you're ready to get that strategy on lock and get it customized for your goal, we can talk about that in a bit. But for now, I'm going to keep going because I want to talk about how I prioritize execution without a team, because that's the real reason why you're here. So here's how I made marketing decisions when it was just me. Every week, I'd ask myself, what is directly tied to leads or revenue? What's ready to repurpose? What's just noise this week? I had zero interest in doing more. I just needed to do what mattered without burning out. So I'd do things like batch content when my energy was high. And when it wasn't, I'd schedule lighter things like updating links or repurposing client quotes. I created SOPs, repurposing frameworks, and dashboards that worked like a marketing co-pilot, essentially. It wasn't glamorous, but it was efficient. And honestly, that efficiency is what gave me my creativity back. Because when you're not operating from overwhelm, the vision actually starts flowing again. And if you're trying to hire, here's what I'd do differently if I was hiring again, because I want to give you the real here. Here's what I wish I had literally just done sooner when I was bringing on help. I would have stopped hiring for tasks and start hiring for containers. So instead of an email writer, a Pinterest VA, a podcast editor, I needed a marketing lead who owned strategy and implementation. I'd have SOPs locked in. I used to think they'll figure it out. But figuring it out is how you end up managing your team and still doing the work. I'd hire operations early. My OBM, she honestly changed everything for me. She didn't just take things off my plate. She organized my business so I could lead, not just juggle. And listen, if you're not hiring yet, this is still the move. Because when your systems are clean, your offers are positioned, and your marketing is mapped out, your next hire isn't stepping into, chaos and frustration. And, they're stepping into clarity. And so I want to wrap this up with a core truth. You don't need more discipline. You need more direction, because the issue isn't consistency. It's just under marketing. You're not too busy for systems. You just don't have the right one yet. And doing it all doesn't make you a stronger CEO. It just makes you a tired one. You built the business, you deliver the results, and now it's time for your strategy to carry its weight too. And if this episode gave you language for what you've been navigating, here's what to do next. 1, join Revolutionary Society to get strategic, ongoing support, structure, and feedback to build a marketing rhythm that matches the caliber of business that you have. And if you join and pay in full by July 7th, you'll also unlock a coin collecting strategy session, which is my $2,500 custom built roadmap that shows you exactly how to structure your marketing to meet your goals, to match your capacity, and to move leads consistently. And it's delivered to you in 3 days. So you can stop guessing and start moving. But if you prefer to pay monthly, of course, I have a little something for you. There's a code that's in the show notes. that saves you $396 off your first payment, because this is about you building a business you already have and with the support that keeps up with you. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to the Revolutionary CEO podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform and leave a review to let me know the moments you enjoyed most. Substackers, Spotify users, and YouTubers, leave me a comment with your biggest takeaway or questions from the episode. And be sure to connect with me on Instagram, YouTube, or Threads. I'm at Her Marketing Coach. Talk to you next week.